Hello, I'm Andrew Lash, and I will be taking you through this next lesson on the OWASP AI Exchange. In this lesson, we'll explore the General Controls chapter of the OWASP AI Exchange, which covers the baseline security and governance layers that apply before you get into specific AI attacks or model vulnerabilities. You'll learn the following: general governance controls, general controls for sensitive data limitation, controls to limit the effects of unwanted behavior. You can find the link at the page shown on the screen, which is https://owaspai.org/docs/1_general_controls. Let's move into the first section, which covers general governance controls. General governance controls provide the foundation for managing AI responsibly. They ensure that organizations maintain visibility, accountability, and structure across all AI initiatives. Why does this matter? Without strong governance, AI risks, such as ethical, operational, and security related, can go unchecked, leading to misuse, bias, or compliance violations. The following sections cover the general governance controls. Let's begin with the first control, which is #AI program. The AI program is the cornerstone of AI governance. It ensures that all AI projects across the organization are identified, documented, and actively managed, not left to operate in isolation. Just like information security has ISO 27001, AI governance uses ISO 42001 to create a management system for responsible AI. The goal is twofold. 1. Visibility, so every AI use case is known, risk assessed, and reviewed. And 2. Accountability, so it's clear who is responsible for models, data, and compliance. An AI program should be embedded into existing governance structures, extending existing processes such as policy management, risk analysis, and impact assessments to include AI systems. This helps organizations avoid reinventing the wheel. They evolve their current systems to cover new AI-related risks. It's important to recognize that governance is not just about risks to AI, like model poisoning, drift, or security breaches, but also risks by AI, such as bias, discrimination, safety issues, or privacy violations that impact people and reputation. When performing risk assessments under your AI program, consider questions like the following. Does this AI system comply with relevant regulations, for example the EU AI Act? Is personal data used appropriately with consent and purpose limitation? Can the system's behavior be explained and monitored? And is there sufficient human oversight to catch unwanted outcomes? Finally, align governance practices with ISO 42001, which provides the framework for managing AI responsibly, and ISO 5338, which addresses the engineering lifecycle, which includes training, validation, testing, and deployment. Together, these standards create a structured, auditable, and trustworthy AI environment. The security program, or #SEC program, ensures that your organization's existing information security management system, such as one aligned with ISO 27001, extends to include AI-specific risks, assets, and controls. It's about treating AI as a first-class citizen in your security ecosystem rather than an afterthought. This control ensures AI threats are formally addressed under your broader security governance. The program takes ownership of protecting AI's unique assets and managing related risks, just as it would for networks, applications, or data centers. AI-specific assets to protect include the following: training and test data, often sensitive or proprietary, model parameters, such as the trained model itself, documentation and development records, model inputs and outputs, which can be manipulated or leaked, and externally sourced data and models, which introduce supply chain risk. By recognizing these as security assets, the program drives appropriate mitigations, for example, applying endpoint protection on data scientists' machines or hardening model repositories. Each AI initiative, new or existing, should perform both security and privacy risk assessments early in the life cycle. The process mirrors standard threat modeling but with AI-specific factors such as model drift, poisoning, or prompt injection. Use protection goals like confidentiality, integrity, availability, or CIA for security, transparency, unlinkability, intervenability for privacy. Refer to ISO/IEC TR 27562:2023 for detailed guidance. AI honeypots are a modern and effective addition. These are decoy environments that mimic model servers, data APIs, or training repositories to lure attackers. For instance, exposing a lab data server with fake credentials or a dummy model helps detect intrusions early. Your AI assets must be included in standard monitoring, alerting, and response processes, ensuring visibility into model performance, data anomalies, and unauthorized access attempts. Relevant standards and frameworks include the following: ISO/IEC 27000 to 27005 provides core ISMS and risk management structure, fully applicable to AI systems. ISO/IEC 27563 provides AI use case specific privacy and security impacts. ISO/IEC 23894 and 5338 provide AI risk management and lifecycle processes. The NIST AI Risk Management Framework and NIST SP 800-53 provide control baselines for AI and IT systems, and MITRE Atlas is an AI-specific threat taxonomy for red teaming and risk analysis. The #SEC program control bridges traditional cybersecurity and AI risk and ensures that AI systems, with their unique assets and vulnerabilities, are fully integrated into your security program, monitored continuously, and governed by established standards. The #SEC dev program control ensures that security is embedded in AI development, not added later as an afterthought. The goal is to merge data science workflows into your existing secure software development lifecycle, or SDLC, so that AI models and datasets receive the same rigorous attention as application code. By integrating security into AI development, organizations reduce risks from both traditional vulnerabilities and AI-specific threats like data poisoning, model tampering, or adversarial inputs. The practical implementation of this control is as follows. Build on your current secure development program and reuse established processes such as secure coding training for developers and data scientists, threat modeling including AI-specific threats, code reviews, static and dynamic analysis, and penetration testing, and security requirements and testing automation through machine learning ops pipelines. Remember to include AI engineers and data scientists in these activities so they understand both cybersecurity fundamentals and AI-specific concerns. AI-specific development considerations are as follows. Data and model supply chains must be trusted in order to verify provenance and integrity through signed registries. Implement AI honeypots and integrity checks to detect poison data or compromised models. Manage versioning and traceability for code, models, and datasets to support rollback and accountability. And test models for bias, robustness, and adversarial resistance before deployment, and revalidate them continuously to detect model drift or staleness. In AI projects, development environments often handle sensitive data and pre-trained models. These environments can become attack targets themselves. Integrating them into your secure SDLC closes this gap and strengthens overall system resilience. Relevant standards and frameworks are as follows. ISO/IEC 27002, Control 8.25, Secure Development Lifecycle Guidance. ISO/IEC 27115 provides cybersecurity evaluation for complex systems. And NIST SSDF and OWASP SAM, or SAMM, frameworks for secure software development and maturity modeling. AI security isn't about reinventing development, it's about expanding existing secure practices to include AI-specific risks, tools, and teams. The same secure development discipline that protects software must now also protect models, datasets, and AI pipelines. The #dev program control focuses on bringing AI projects into the organization's standard development lifecycle. Instead of creating a separate process for AI, the goal is to integrate AI engineering into existing software development practices. Many AI projects start as experimental research, but without structure, they become hard to maintain, test, or transfer. Extending your organization's established software engineering processes like automated testing, version control, and code documentation helps make AI systems more secure, reliable, and future-proof. This control ensures that AI development follows disciplined engineering methods. It bridges the gap between data science experimentation and software engineering stability. The result is better maintainability, scalability, and consistency across AI systems. Best practices are as follows. 1. Integrate teams. Combine software engineers and data scientists. Engineers bring process rigor. Data scientists bring model expertise. Each learns from the other. 2. Quality management. Continuously assess the quality of data science code, especially maintainability and test coverage, and coach teams to improve these over time. 3. AI-specific practices. Include processes like data provenance, where the data comes from, lineage, how it's transformed, and model traceability. These help track model versions and ensure accountability. 4. Perform AI-specific testing such as continuous validation, bias detection, and staleness or concept drift checks to ensure models remain accurate over time. Related controls for the #dev program control include the #secdev program, which includes secure AI development practices, supply chain management, which is for verifying trusted data and models, continuous validation for ongoing model accuracy testing, and unwanted bias testing for fairness and ethical quality checks. Relevant standards are as follows. ISO/IEC 5338 defines the AI lifecycle and integrates it into ISO 12207, or the Software Lifecycle Standard. ISO/IEC 27002, Control 5.37, for documented operating procedures, which provides partial coverage, and OpenCRE, reference links for documentation and lifecycle governance. AI engineering isn't just about building smart models, it's about building sustainable systems. By embedding AI development into the organization's regular SDLC, teams can create AI that is secure, explainable, maintainable, and adaptable for future needs. The #check compliance control ensures that organizations align their AI practices with applicable laws, regulations, and ethical principles. This is a foundational step towards responsible and trustworthy AI. Compliance is not just a legal obligation, it's a driver for maturity in AI governance. It helps organizations build public trust, avoid regulatory penalties, and improve their readiness for emerging AI legislation. Key considerations for this control are as follows. Integrate AI compliance into the organization's existing compliance framework, including data protection, information security, and ethical use. When AI processes or makes decisions about individuals, ensure full adherence to privacy laws such as GDPR, CCPA California, or HIPAA for healthcare. Understand the limits of legislation. Most laws focus on societal harms, for example discrimination and safety, but may not cover business risks like intellectual property theft or trade secrets. AI regulation is rapidly expanding worldwide. Key examples include the following. For Europe, the EU AI Act, AI Liability Directive, and the Product Liability Directive. For USA, Algorithmic Accountability Act, Federal AI Disclosure Act. Canada and Brazil have national AI frameworks. China and India have comprehensive AI and data governance rules. Each region has unique expectations for transparency, human oversight, and safety. Beyond legal compliance, responsible AI requires attention to the following. 1. Ethics and human control. This is used to maintain human oversight, keep the human in the loop. 2. Bias and fairness. This tests datasets for discrimination. See the unwanted bias testing control. 3. Transparency and accountability. This builds AI systems with explainability and traceability, or to provide trust by design. Relevant standards include ISO 27002, Control 5.36, for compliance with policies, rules, and standards. ISO/IEC 27090, AI security, and 27091, AI privacy, which is in development. And PREN 18282 is an upcoming European AI security standard developed with input from OWASP AI Exchange. AI compliance isn't just about ticking regulatory boxes, it's about embedding legal, ethical, and human-centered principles into your AI systems, ensuring both compliance and long-term trustworthiness. The #SecEducate control emphasizes that security awareness is essential for everyone involved in AI development, not just traditional cybersecurity teams. Since AI introduces new risks such as model manipulation, data poisoning, and prompt injection, developers and data scientists must understand these threats as part of their day-to-day work. Education ensures that AI security is proactive rather than reactive. It empowers technical teams to identify and mitigate vulnerabilities before they become incidents. A well-informed workforce can spot suspicious data, detect model drift, and apply controls correctly throughout the AI lifecycle. Training should include the following: AI threat awareness, which explains how models can be attacked or manipulated, for example, evasion, poisoning, prompt injection. Data protection practices teaches how to secure training data, manage data provenance, and avoid leaks. Secure development principles to reinforce secure coding, model validation, and safe deployment. Hands-on exercises uses simple red team/blue team examples or simulation labs for threat scenarios. And continuous learning to regularly update training as new AI techniques emerge. Traditional developers already receive security awareness training. AI engineers need the same but tailored to the unique attack surfaces of AI systems. Security education builds a culture where protecting AI models and data becomes a shared responsibility. Relevant standards include ISO/IEC 27002 Control 6.3 awareness training, fully applicable here but should explicitly include AI security content. AI security starts with people. By equipping developers and data scientists with the knowledge to recognize and prevent AI-specific threats, organizations strengthen their overall defense and promote a culture of responsible AI engineering. General controls for sensitive data limitation. These controls aim to reduce the exposure of sensitive data by limiting how much data is collected, stored, or retained, and for how long. Excessive or long retained data increases the risk of leaks, manipulation, and privacy violations. Minimization reduces both impact and likelihood of compromise. The benefits are as follows. It protects confidentiality and integrity. It lowers regulatory and reputational risk. And it simplifies data governance and security operations. Best practices are as follows. Implement data minimization, retention limits, and access control policies. Regularly review datasets for necessity and remove obsolete or redundant information. Less data means fewer risks. Smart limitation enhances privacy, resilience, and overall security posture. The following sections cover the general controls for sensitive data limitation. Let's begin with the first control, which is #data minimize. The #data minimize control focuses on one of the simplest but most effective security principles. Only keep the data you truly need. In AI development, large datasets often include redundant or sensitive fields that provide little value to model accuracy but greatly increase risk. By removing unnecessary data before training or deployment, organizations can reduce the potential impact of data breaches, poisoning, or misuse. If sensitive data isn't there, it can't be leaked or manipulated. You can apply this control in the following ways. 1. Before model training, review datasets and eliminate columns or records that don't affect model outcomes. 2. Use statistical testing or feature importance analysis to determine which inputs have little or no impact on performance. 3. Regularly clean up experimental or legacy datasets that were used for testing or proof of concept purposes but are no longer needed. Minimizing data lowers privacy exposure, reduces storage and processing costs, and improves governance compliance. It's especially important under data protection laws like GDPR, which emphasize data minimization as a privacy principle. While it's not yet formally covered by ISO/IEC standards, data minimization aligns with best practices in AI privacy, security, and data governance frameworks. In AI security, less data often means less risk. By keeping data sets lean and relevant, teams protect privacy, enhance security, and make their AI systems easier to maintain and audit. The #allowed data control focuses on ensuring that the data used in AI systems is lawful, ethical, and appropriate for its intended purpose. This goes beyond technical security. It's about responsible data stewardship. Using only allowed data helps prevent legal breaches, privacy violations, and reputational damage. It also reduces the consequences if a dataset is leaked or compromised, since it contains only information that is compliant and intended for use. Key practices are as follows. 1. Check consent and purpose. If personal data was collected for one purpose, for example customer service, but used for another, for example, training on AI model, this likely violates privacy regulations such as GDPR. 2. Remove restricted or sensitive fields. Exclude data that could expose personal health or confidential information unless explicitly permitted. 3. Maintain documentation. Record data sources, consent mechanisms, and usage purposes for accountability and audits. And 4. Integrate compliance checks into your data ingestion and pre-processing pipelines. AI models can unintentionally retain and reproduce personal information from their training data. Ensuring that only permitted data is included helps organizations maintain regulatory compliance, uphold public trust, and prevent ethical misuse. Relevant standards are as follows. ISO/IEC 23894 for AI risk management covers privacy controls and lawful data use under Annex A.8. Responsible AI starts with responsible data. Always verify that the information entering your AI systems is legally and ethically allowed, collected with consent, and appropriate for the system's intended purpose. The #short retain control reinforces the idea that the safest data is the data you no longer store. Retaining unnecessary or outdated data increases your exposure to breaches and non-compliance risks. By limiting how long data is kept and ensuring it's securely deleted or anonymized when no longer needed, organizations can dramatically reduce both security and privacy threats. To minimize the impact of data leaks or manipulation by ensuring data is only kept for as long as it serves a valid, lawful purpose. Implementation tips are as follows. 1. Define a clear retention schedule for all datasets and model inputs. 2. Automate deletion or anonymization processes after data expires. 3. Allow exceptions only for legal or audit reasons and document them clearly. 4. Regularly review and clean stored data to maintain compliance and reduce risk. While not yet covered in ISO/IEC standards, this practice aligns with global privacy laws and data protection principles, particularly under GDPR, which mandates timely deletion of personal data once it's no longer needed. Shorter data retention means lower exposure. By only keeping what's necessary, organizations improve privacy, reduce risk, and build trust in how they manage sensitive AI data. The #obfuscate training data control focuses on protecting sensitive data in AI training by obscuring or transforming it to prevent identity exposure while keeping it useful for learning. This helps minimize the potential damage if data is leaked, manipulated, or accessed unlawfully. To ensure privacy and confidentiality are maintained without severely degrading model performance. Obfuscation makes datasets less traceable to real individuals while still retaining statistical or structural value. Key concepts are as follows. 1. Anonymization and re-identification. Simply removing names isn't enough. People can often be re-identified using patterns like time, location, or activity data. Techniques such as K-anonymity, L-diversity, and T-closeness help assess how well anonymity is achieved. 2. Differential privacy. This adds controlled random noise so that the inclusion or exclusion of any individual doesn't meaningfully affect model output. This provides formal mathematical privacy guarantees. 3. Techniques that can be used are as follows. PATE, or privacy aggregation of teacher ensembles, combines multiple models trained on separate data subsets, adding noise to protect individuals. Objective function perturbation adds noise to the learning algorithm's objective, preserving privacy while maintaining model usability. Masking and tokenization are used to replace or distort sensitive features with tokens or categories to obscure specific identities. And encryption is used to protect data at rest or in use. Homomorphic encryption allows computations without decryption but requires strong access controls. All these methods require balance. Too much distortion reduces accuracy, while too little undermines privacy. Successful obfuscation finds a middle ground between model performance and data protection. Control is not currently covered under ISO or IEC standards, but closely relates to differential privacy research and forthcoming AI privacy standards. When training AI, never assume anonymization equals safety. Use layered privacy techniques to protect individuals while still enabling effective learning so that privacy and utility can coexist with the right balance. The hash discrete control helps protect AI systems by reducing the amount of technical information that could assist attackers in finding vulnerabilities. The goal isn't secrecy for its own sake. It's about risk-based discretion, ensuring that sensitive details don't fall into the wrong hands while still meeting transparency and accountability obligations. To lower the probability of successful attacks by restricting access to model architecture, training configurations, datasets, or other system internals that could be exploited. Treat these as information security assets with proper classification, handling, and awareness policies. Key practices include the following. 1. Include AI technical details, for example, architecture, data lineage, model weights, in your asset inventory and data classification framework. 2. Apply access control and least privilege principles to restrict internal and external visibility. 3. Review publications and reports to ensure that technical content does not expose exploitable design insights. 4. Consider using less familiar model types or frameworks where practical, as reducing attacker familiarity can be a defensive advantage. And 5. Balance this approach with hash AI transparency control. Keep security critical information discreet while remaining open about model purpose, limitations, and societal impact. As an example, when sharing AI research, mask specific implementation details or hyperparameters that could reveal vulnerabilities. Similarly, avoid overly verbose error messages or model responses that might disclose system internals. Useful standards are as follows: ISO 27002 Control 5.9, Inventory and Classification of Information Assets, OpenCRE website for data classification and handling best practices, and MITRE Atlas, the threat acquire public ML artifacts, illustrates how attackers exploit disclosed technical data. Transparency doesn't mean full exposure. Security-aware AI design requires knowing what to share and what to protect, thereby keeping attackers guessing while maintaining user trust. Controls to limit the effects of unwanted behavior. This section addresses unwanted model behavior, a major concern in AI security and reliability. Such behavior can result from both accidental issues and deliberate attacks, making its control a shared responsibility across data scientists, engineers, and security professionals. The following sections cover the controls to limit the effects of unwanted behavior. Let's begin with the first control, oversight. The hash oversight control focuses on monitoring and validating AI model behavior, either through automated guardrails or human involvement to prevent harm or undesired outcomes. It addresses the crucial last line of defense when AI systems operate autonomously or influence real-world actions. To detect and intervene when models behave incorrectly or unpredictably. Oversight ensures AI actions align with organizational, ethical, and safety boundaries. Some guardrails for business logic are as follows. Implement predefined rules or constraints that stop or flag risky AI actions, for example, blocking unsafe outputs or impossible physical actions. Fast, consistent, and ideal for well-defined scenarios. And the limitation is it can't fully capture complex human values or nuanced intent. Human oversight adds reasoning, ethics, and domain expertise, which is essential for decisions with social, financial, or safety impact. Challenges are human operators can become out of the loop when automation reduces engagement, leading to slow or uninformed responses. Countermeasures include to design systems that keep humans actively involved or regularly updated, ensuring awareness and readiness to intervene. Examples are as follows. Logic that prevents a car trunk from opening mid-drive. User confirmation before executing bulk actions, for example, mass emails. And censoring violent or unethical content in generative AI outputs. ISO/IEC 42001 B.9.3 defines controls for human oversight and decision autonomy. It is not yet widely covered in other ISO standards, but foundational to responsible AI governance. Oversight isn't optional. It's a safeguard that combines automation efficiency with human judgment, ensuring AI remains reliable, ethical, and under meaningful control. The hash least model privilege control applies the principle of least privilege, a cornerstone of cybersecurity, to AI models and agents. It aims to restrict what AI systems can do and how they perform those actions, preventing unauthorized or harmful operations. Minimize the impact of compromised or manipulated AI outputs by ensuring that the model can act only within tightly controlled boundaries. This helps contain risks such as prompt injection, hallucinated commands, or unauthorized data access. Key practices are as follows. 1. Minimize capabilities. Limit the actions an AI can trigger, for example, writing files, sending emails, invoking APIs, to the minimum required for each task. 2. Context-aware restriction. Dynamically adjust privileges based on trust level, for example, disable actions when processing unverified input. 3. Execute in user context. Perform operations only within the authenticated user's security rights, preventing privilege escalation or data leakage. 4. Avoid impromptu authorization. Do not embed authorization logic within LLM prompts or instructions, as these can be manipulated or hallucinated by the model. 5. Prevent agent overreach. In agentic AI systems, prevent models from generating commands that reference or alter the user's environment directly. An example is as follows. If a generative AI model is connected to an email service, it should not have permission to send messages autonomously, otherwise it could leak sensitive data or act maliciously if compromised. Standards and references are as follows. ISO 27002 Control 8.2 Privileged Access Rights covers this control fully, with the particularity that privileges assigned to autonomous model decisions need to be assigned with the risk of unwanted model behavior in mind. Just like users and applications, AI systems must not be trusted with unrestricted access. Limiting their privileges is vital for preventing escalation, misuse, or unintended real-world actions. The AI transparency control ensures that users and stakeholders understand how AI systems operate at a high level, helping them make informed decisions and avoid over-reliance. Transparency strengthens trust, accountability, and responsible AI adoption. The purpose of this control is to allow users to gauge the reliability, limitations, and accuracy of AI outputs. When users understand an AI system's boundaries, they can interpret its results more critically, reducing misuse and misplaced trust. Key practices are as follows. 1. Disclose AI involvement. Clearly inform users when an AI system is used in decision-making or generating content. 2. Communicate key characteristics. Describe the AI model's purpose, data sources, training process, and expected accuracy without exposing sensitive technical details. 3. Manage expectations. Make users aware of limitations, potential biases, and error margins, encouraging appropriate reliance levels. 4. Balance openness and security. Transparency must be weighed against confidentiality needs, see discrete control, in order to avoid revealing details that could aid attackers. Example applications are as follows. Displaying a notice like this consent was generated using AI. Providing plain language summaries of how a recommendation or decision was made. And sharing general model reliability or confidence scores with users. Standards of references are as follows. ISO/IEC 42001 B.7.2 addresses transparency through data management practices, though only partially covers this control. Transparency empowers users to engage with AI responsibly, understanding what it does, how it works, and where its limits lie, fostering both ethical use and security awareness. The continuous validation control ensures that AI models remain accurate, secure, and trustworthy after deployment by continuously evaluating their performance against a reliable test set. It bridges both cybersecurity and data science assurance, detecting early warning signs of attacks or degradation. The purpose of this control is to detect abnormal behavior that may indicate compromise, for example, data poisoning or evasion attacks, or reduced performance due to changes in the operational environment. This practice helps maintain ongoing trust and reliability in AI systems. Key practices are as follows. 1. Frequent testing. Use automated validation pipelines to test model predictions and outputs on a representative test set. 2. Anomaly detection. Identify deviations in performance or behavior that could result from tampering, poisoning, or model drift. 3. Security benefit. Helps uncover signs of permanent or evolving attacks on the AI pipeline. 4. Operational value. Detects performance drops caused by outdated training data or environmental changes. And 5. Limitations. Continuous validation does not catch backdoor poisoning attacks. These are designed to evade detection by typical test sets. An example application is as follows. A financial fraud detection model is automatically validated daily using updated transaction samples to ensure detection accuracy hasn't declined and that no manipulation has occurred in training or inference stages. Standards and references are as follows. ISO/IEC 5338, the AI lifecycle. This defines continuous validation as an integral process for maintaining AI system quality and resilience. Continuous validation is like health monitoring for AI. It ensures that your models remain trustworthy, effective, and secure long after deployment. The hash explainability control focuses on making AI decision-making understandable and interpretable to humans. This principle, central to explainable AI or XAI, helps ensure that users, developers, and assessors can comprehend why an AI system produced a certain result. The purpose of this control is that explainability enhances trust, accountability, and oversight. It allows users to spot errors, biases, or flawed reasoning, which helps avoid over-reliance on AI outputs and prevents misuse in critical scenarios such as healthcare, finance, or security. Key practices are as follows. 1. Provide clear reasoning. Offer human-readable explanations, for example, loan denied due to insufficient income history, to make outcomes understandable. 2. Enable transparency. Help stakeholders grasp how data inputs influence decisions without revealing sensitive internal model logic. 3. Support assurance. Security and compliance assessors can better evaluate potential risks when they understand model reasoning paths. 4. Reduce over-reliance. When users see the limits or errors in AI reasoning, they are less likely to blindly trust results. An example application is as follows. An AI medical diagnosis system shows the top 3 features contributing to its recommendation. For example, age, blood pressure, cholesterol level, helping doctors verify the reasoning before acting. Explainability transforms AI from a black box into a collaborative tool, one that users can understand, question, and trust, strengthening both ethical and secure AI deployment. The hash unwanted bias testing control ensures AI systems are continuously tested for biased or discriminatory behavior, which can result not only from flawed data, but also from malicious manipulation such as model poisoning attacks. What is the purpose of this control? While bias testing is primarily seen as an ethical and fairness measure, it also serves as a security signal. Changes in bias patterns may indicate tampering or compromise of the model or its data pipeline. Key practices include the following. 1. Conduct test runs that compare model outputs across different demographic or contextual groups. 2. Track anomalies or sudden changes in fairness metrics, as these may suggest unauthorized interference. 3. Integrate results into your continuous validation process, or the hash continuous validation control, to maintain awareness of both ethical and security-related risks. 4. Collaborate across teams. Combine efforts from data scientists for fairness and security engineers for attack detection for holistic analysis. An example application is as follows. A recruitment AI model that suddenly begins rejecting a higher percentage of applicants from a specific background may signal either data drift or intentional model poisoning. Bias testing helps identify and isolate such issues. Unwanted bias testing isn't just about fairness, it's an early warning system for AI integrity. Detecting unexpected bias can uncover deeper security issues that threaten both trust and performance. This concludes the lesson on general controls that form part of the OWASP AI Exchange. I hope you will join me in the next lesson, which covers threats through use. Goodbye.